Hi guys, video number 2 of the night. This one should be as long as the last one though, give it a look. This one kind of follows on from what I've done previously, which was the top 5 tips for being an author. And this is the truth of being an author. Now, everybody ultimately thinks that once you've got your name on a book, you're on Easy Street, you're earning this and that, blah blah blah. No, it isn't. The only time that happens is if you get picked up by the biggest publishing company, and it doesn't always happen when you do it that way either. It does happen with a lot of YouTubers, particularly bigger YouTubers, because they already have a built-in fan base. So people like Droid Surfers, Jane Dawson, Super, all those that have brought books out, and Gabby Shaw's books are probably going to do the same, but because they have a fan base, people will ultimately go out and buy the books. Now, I started writing before I started YouTube, because my first videos on this channel are over on, I'll pop the playlist above, and it's a playlist of what we call book trailers, with the little teasers for the books. Now, I have 5 books on sale total, 3 that are in print, 4 that are in print, which are these 4 here, and 1 that's not. The one that's not is a relatively short book, and it was my first. Then came this one, then came that one, then that one, then that one. And as I've said in previous videos, I'm currently working on book 3 of this, and it should be done shortly with a bit of luck. I do have a short story in another book that's in print, but that's a naughty one, so I won't mention it here and not on the books downstairs. But it isn't easy, because obviously you're essentially sat down typing the whole a lot of the time. It's very solitary, because a lot of the time you don't want to go out and you want to stay at home and write, but you've got to go out because of one reason or another, and it's one of those things that is socially draining and it's socially exhausting. I have been quite lucky in that my beta reader also happens to be my best friend, and she's probably been one of the most supportive people I have. I have a lot of support, which is quite good. My husband was amazing, because before we moved in here, and we were living with his parents, I just finished typing the first draft of this, and it was the first one I ever finished writing, and I was doing writing class, and I gave the paper copy to my teacher, and he had a look over it and he said you should try and get it published. He said it is really good, and I've had several people say the same afterwards. And my husband's been very supportive, as have his parents, as has mine, his brother, and my sister-in-law have also been pretty good, because we always talk about my books and stuff when we see his brother. His brother's thinking about writing a couple of books as well, and given his background, it would be interesting for him to do that, so I'm kind of giving him reports on that one. Me and my husband are trying to have plans for books, but we want to get the 2 series finished first before we start on those. And there are one of the series is probably going to be darkness-wise similar to this, which is quite dark, but it isn't easy. I was lucky that I hadn't slip in. That's what I did. I was lucky that I found a home pretty quickly, and the home I have, I'm pretty glad to be there, I'm pretty proud to be there, I'm pretty happy to be there, and I love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. We have an awesome network, we have an awesome group of people, we have an awesome collection of authors, because there's a friend of mine, she actually lives where I grew up, well, near where I grew up, more specifically, she lives near where my mum grew up, but she lives in the same area of where I was raised, and we're considering doing a couple of live streams, so we'll probably do them over on YouNow, but you will be able to see them here. But I'm hoping to get a new computer by then. But we're able to look at this one, might still be able to hack it, because it can hack doing a few things at once, but not too many. So hopefully we're going to do that. But like I said, it's not easy. There are a couple of people in our company that do get what I would class as reasonably good sales, but they're nothing like, you know, the likes of J.K. Rowling, Stephanie Myers, Stephen King, people like that. But we do get some people, and it's lots of the feedback I get is, I couldn't put it down, I read it within 2 days and I can't wait for the next one. I constantly get messages, when's the next one coming, when's the next one? What the heck, you know, and it's like now I have to like balance my days between, when I have a good day I have to balance it, right, do I need to do videos, do I need to do writing, so I'm kind of balancing, because I'm trying to build a fan base here. And like I say, if you are interested in the books, I will see if I can remember to put the Amazon author page down below, which has all my books including the naughty one. But you know, no pressure. But for those that click on this, the truth of being a writer is, it's exhausting. You're constantly working, you're constantly editing, you're constantly in front of a screen. If I'm not in front of a screen editing videos or promoting the books or designing posters for promotion, I'm typing. So I'm in front of a computer more than I'm not, if that makes sense. But of course with my EDS, there's certain days where my body's like, no, you're not doing anything today. So it's like, fiddlesticks. You know, it's one of those things that you've got to manage your life. It's like some of the people that work for the same publishing company I do, they have a very good balance between work and home, and when they're at home they write and things like that, and I find it, you know, I find it admirable. And my boss is reasonably understanding about my conditions. She understands that there are some days where my body's essentially giving me the finger, so it's like she's really good on that front. I have been lucky on that. A lot of the authors that I work with are female, but not all of them. And we cover a variety of genres, but a lot of us do dark stuff. And people are like, yeah, but why do you write so dark? It's like, because that's what I like writing, that's what comes to my mind. I'm not exactly going to go out and do it, but you know, and obviously my background comes in each because sometimes if somebody's got a question, they don't know that, you know, and it's criminalistics related, they usually say, oh, what's this? And so I do get asked about stuff like that, which is quite good, because it means we've got somebody in-house that knows, especially in America, because the search patterns are so sensitive. And if somebody was to ask me, I'd be like, first of all, I've got a degree in forensic science, and secondly, I'm a horror artist. So, you know, just the first one alone would it'd be like, right, yeah, okay. Because there is a lot of research that I do have to do for the non-fiction book that I am trying to do. But obviously, that's a big project, and that's going to take a long time. But there is some stuff I have to research on that isn't pleasant. But that's the topic for another day. But the scary truth of being a writer is, it is hard. It is hard, it is drawn out, it is exhausting, and your brain is constantly working. So, but I would definitely stick at it. I would definitely read as much as you write. I would definitely research everything that you're including. I would definitely research any agency you want to join, any publishing company you want to join, anything like that. I would be as involved in it as I possibly could. So if I were you, I'd do it that way. I really would suggest, if you do really want to become a published writer, don't, if you get a rejection letter, don't take it too personally and throw a hissy fit or anything like that, because at the end of the day, that's what happens. It's like when I first got published, when the first book that I got published, not these 4, the first out of 5 got published, and one of my friends said, well, could you send your publisher my books? 'Cause I was friends with somebody at that point. I said, well, no, not really. She said, well, why not? I said, well, she doesn't do that genre. Well, she'll do it once I've done this book. It's like, no, you've got to stick with the genre specialising publishers. It's like, the publisher I deal with does a lot of different types of dark fiction, hence why I'm with them. If I wanted to do children's stories, it would be a completely different publisher, because my publisher does not do children's stories. And this particular ex-friend did children's stories. I said, she won't do it because it's not her I said, it's not her market, it's not her niche, and it's not her corner. I said, she won't do it. I said, I can tell you that now. I said, and I'm not going to submit it to her. She didn't like it, but she had to lump it. So, right, that'll be it for this video. I'm hoping to do the other big video that I've been thinking about doing, and that I'm going to do, even though there has been a development on that side. But I'll go into that in the video, which is the video about my biological father. And there is the previous video somewhere. I'll pop it in the end card. So if you've got anything that you need me to talk to, whether it's book related, whether it's related to the Bad Fandoms video I did, whether it's related to the Bad Teachers video I did, or anything like that, leave the questions down below and I will try my best to answer them. Have fun and take care.